4, 3.
We'll do it live.
Now we're live! Erin Kennedy. The general craziness of it, the impact on your life.
We have gone through so many stories and we said, you know what? This should not be kept to the two of us. Hi, Megan.
Erin, earlier
Megan?
this week, I would not have been able to record this.
I know you had your laryngitis allergy thing.
I totally lost my voice. Like, not a little bit lost my voice, like completely lost my voice. It was
The only reason you have a voice now is because you're not working third shift.
I know, because I didn't have to push it and fight through it. I mean, it was hard enough just talking to the kids and yelling at the kids and, doing a couple work meetings and stuff like that. But when we had hours of talking every morning, I'd still be done with my voice for another week.
Mm-hmm.
The allergies are horrible.
Yeah. And in my house, everybody has a cough and a sniffle right now. And you're at that point where is it a cold? Is it allergies? But then you look around and you see that everything has a fine layer of that yellow pollen everywhere right now.
Everywhere. And it's funny because I've talked to a bunch of people and they're like, I never had allergies before, but I think I do now. And it's definitely changing. So last year I did a couple posts for Flonase because they wanted to have a little bit of a push for obviously for their product, but also because climate change is making allergies worse. And so as the climate warms, we have a longer allergy season because you've got an earlier time that those trees are all starting to bloom and stuff, and you're getting all the pollen out there earlier. And then it'll stay in place just for a longer season and more potent because, it's warmer, it's wetter, all that. And I can feel it for sure. It's my least favorite thing in life. Like I had a nasty cough and everything. It was so gross.
Yeah. Also, not an ad. Flonase is my most favorite allergy medication.
Yeah, it does work. It does kind of like clear you up. But I have been told, because my kids have allergies too, so I've called the pediatrician and said like, hey, one's not enough. Usually I'll have them take like a little Claritin.
Mm-hmm.
So she recommended both Claritin and Flonase because they work differently. But I hate the fact that we've got to take medication all, spring or all fall or whatever it is. But it's miserable without it. And I think if you just even Google allergies, the next thing that pops up is allergies are so much worse this year. Why are allergies worse this year? It's terrible. And I don't even know what I'm allergic to. Have you ever had one of those allergy test things?
No, because those things take hours. And my allergy season is June.
What happens?
June. I don't know. I'm not, it's whenever you see that like white floaty things on the air, it just kind of goes hand in hand with my allergies. Yeah. And then I get the itchiest roof of my mouth and my upper lip. It's maddening. I like go up to Matt and I itch myself on his beard and stuff because it's just so itchy.
I don't understand. Like it's definitely getting worse, right? Because I don't remember ever having allergies when I was a kid. And I think with age, things can change, of course, but it's real widespread now where people are just sniffing and hacking. And that's why you go, wait, is something going around? But no, I feel fine. It just have schmutz,
Meanwhile, up here in Minnesota too, we are under air quality alerts because of wildfires already. Oh. And the smoke up here has been bad. In fact, Elliot's soccer practice was canceled last night because of air quality.
Because of smoke. Wow. And you know what? When you have, and that's another thing, when you've got like little particles of air pollution, and that it would be considered a particle of pollution, right? It's a particle floating in the air. Hence the reason you don't want to breathe it in. It does bind to the pollen. And it does make that seem that much worse. So that's another reason. So yeah, you have climate change, which is making the season longer, but also the air pollution binding to those pollen particles sometimes makes that worse also. So I just think it's a combination of all these things. And I don't know what we're going to do. I don't want to be medicated forever, but I also don't want to feel like this.
Would a face mask help?
I mean, I'm so not wearing that anymore though.
Especially in the summer.
I mean, maybe, but I can't I feel like I never would have wanted to wear a face mask before because I would have felt like I was in an Asian country trying to get on the subway, like prior to COVID. That's like in my mind, it was like, unless you're really sick and you're trying to stay healthy, or you're in an Asian country where they're wearing the face masks all the time as like part of the being polite human being. And I appreciate it and applaud it. But like, that was just what I associated with it. Now after COVID, I'm like, I don't want to wear one. Ever again.
Burn them all.
That being said, I've known so many people that have gotten on a plane and gotten COVID or just gotten sick in general. So that is the one place where I will still wear a mask. I will put a mask on if I'm going on a plane. I have a long plane trip in the end of summer, and I am going to wear it because I want to get to my trip and enjoy my trip. But I don't want to wear one on the side of the soccer field. People will be like this.
Also, when you're outdoors, the only time that
I'll just hack myself to death.
I don't think that I have worn one since it hasn't been mandated. But when my kids,
I'm paused. Are you paused?
You were paused. You were paused.
Guys, my internet's having problems. It's probably got allergies.
It probably does. But my kids, when they would have chess lessons, because they're nose to nose, and if one of them was sick, I would say, you need to wear a mask just as a courtesy to the other kid that you're not. Yeah. Also, it's just a good reminder for them, because then I think that it actually does cover, because kids don't cover their coughs, so at least it's catching something.
Yeah, of course. Like, you still don't want those particles of crap in your face. But I don't know. I think it's just the worst. I don't know. It's the worst right now. And I probably need to have an allergy test though, Erin, I think, because it's bad this time of the year.
Yeah, but then also you find out what it is, and then you have to go and get those shots, and that takes months and months.
I won't do the shots. I just think I want to identify what it is. Like, so I know.
So what? What does that change?
One must know one's enemy, Erin.
So you can stand outside and rail at the mold?
Yeah. Damn you, oak. Cotton wood.
And then they'll say, all right, we'll leave her alone now. She's yelled at us. We feel bad.
She's touched. Leave her alone. She's yelling at pollen in the air. But it was that bad that I literally would be doing that right now. Yeah. And I have a ton of trees in my backyard. I know a couple of those are doing it. I'll cut them down. That's what I'll do.
Oh, well, then there you go. I guess if you recognize where the source is and then go for the source.
The source is me. Let's be honest. Yeah. I know it's a hot mess. Anyway, guys.
That and a neti pot. Flonase and a neti pot.
I'm scared of a neti pot.
I know. Are you talking about the brain-eating amoebas?
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, so you don't do tap water, but yeah.
What water do I do?
Distilled, or you boil it for 5 minutes.
See, that's the thing. I feel like I'm going to screw something up, and I'd rather not have a brain-eating amoeba. I feel like allergies are better than an amoeba.
I feel like on my bad allergy days, I'd be ready for an amoeba.
You might be right. All right, so talk me through the process of a neti pot, because I've only done it like once, and I probably almost killed myself with an amoeba because I don't think I boiled the water.
I do not do the pot that looks like a teapot. I do one that's an upright squeeze bottle, because you can get a lot more force in it and feels much more satisfying, but it's Neil Med is the brand. And I'll just do regular sea salt, pour it in, warm water, which either I have boiled the night before. Sometimes I use tap until my family members were all like, Erin, you really need to stop doing that.
But wait, though. So now you're squirting a bunch of salt water up your schnoz.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't that burn?
No, in fact, if you don't have the right amount of salt, it will burn. If you just did regular water, it hurts so much.
Where's it going? Into your brain?
No, it's like the cavity, but I think it does go like up here.
See, here's my thing. I need to see you do this sometimes. I'm not comfortable with it.
I don't think you would probably want to be my friend anymore if you saw me do that.
You've seen me do a lot of things that I'm surprised you still want to be my friend.
So here's what's funny though too. So I'll do the neti pot in the morning when my allergies are bad.
Like every day.
Yeah. And then I'll go about my day. And the next time that I go upside down, like blow drying my hair or reaching for something, then the rest of the water comes out.
So it's just up there allowing the amoeba to fester until you go upside down.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, good. Oh, good. This is sounding better and better. You're selling this to me.
I got to tell you though, it really is a game changer for allergies, because it washes away all the allergens.
If you don't see me on a future video, it was
you have an amoeba.
It was the amoeba. Because I probably didn't boil the water right or something. I can't cook.
Well, then just buy distilled water, Megan.
I just go buy it.
Yeah.
Do I trust the distillers of the water though?
Well, if not, then your family can sue them. Okay.
Oh, okay. That's a deal.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Anything else you want to chat about? We're at the poor branding of global warming when we've said before it should have been climate change.
I know. It should have been climate change. Kids understand that though, by the way. My kids will tell you there's a difference between climate and weather. They understand, but I think that would be because I am their mother and no
I think so too.
choice
Yes.
but to understand.
Yeah.
However, yeah, these are little ways. These are little ways / big ways, depending on how you feel on any given day, where you may think, oh, I'm not impacted by climate change, but you are, because your allergies are 50 times worse than they used to be. So every time that happens, you can start to think about why and wonder, not that we necessarily have a whole lot of control of what we can do over it, but it's part of it. Just saying.
It is scary though where we're going, because I'm sure you get the headlines I do that we're going to be at a critical juncture with global temperatures within the next 5 years, right?
Yeah. I know they've said that before, that we're getting closer, and now we're almost there. I don't know what's going to happen, but you know what? I mean, to say
Yeah.
it needs to come like from the governments too, not just people. Like we can all do our part, but let's be honest, like the big stuff's happening not with anybody all over.
Right.
I do not own that manufacturing facility / plant that's burning things all over everywhere. But if you do, please make some changes. Thank
Please
you.
be mindful, because my allergies are bad.
My
Thank you very
allergies are
much.
really bad.
All right. Anything else you want to get off your chest, Megan?
No, that's all I got.
All right.
I can barely breathe, so there's
I
already
know.
stuff
I hope you feel
in
better
my
this
chest,
weekend.
not on my chest. In my chest.
All right. I hope everybody's doing okay though. Have a good weekend.
Bye, guys.
Bye.